You're listening to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. I'm Ananda Leeke, your Thriving Mindfully coach and podcast host. I'm also an artist, an author, a human design doula, and an interfaith reverend. The Thriving Mindfully podcast is a heart-centered, digital sacred space that I created to inspire and empower you to be present, well, and the real you. Tune into the latest conversation I've been having with myself and others about nurturing, transforming, and celebrating our lives, relationships, and career. Today's podcast explores how you can shine your light on yourself when you sustain your living. Sustain your living is the second core commitment of the Thriving Mindfully heart-centered approach to being present, well, and the real you. Sustain your living is all about mindful self-care. So tune in to what I had to say. So I wanted to talk about self-love. Self-love is making yourself a priority and taking action to nurture your own well-being in ways that support your growth. Now, self-love manifests itself as self-care. That is the nurturing of your spirit, your heart, your mind, your body in ways that uplift you, that support your growth. One of the ways that I've been able to sustain my living is by using my self-love languages. And I got to tell you that it was during the early days of the pandemic that I had to redefine what self-love and self-care look like in my life. And as a result of doing the work with a therapist and coaches and communities of support, I came up with 5 self-love languages that I could tap into to nurture myself as I continue to grow. And I've been using those 5 self-love languages in my work with clients and Thriving Mindfully Academy members. So today I wanted to share that you have your own unique self-love language that you can use to take better care of yourself, especially when you're struggling, when you're frustrated, when you're anxious, when you're overwhelmed, and when you're depressed. I want to walk you through the Thriving Mindfully 5 self-love languages and encourage you to think about using them in your life. So the first self-love language is affirm yourself. The second is honor your body. The third is reclaim your time. The fourth is serve yourself. And the fifth is celebrate yourself. Now let's break down each of these self-love language practices. So when we hear affirm yourself, that's the first self-love language. This is about your heart's soul food being compassionate, encouraging, healing, and inspiring, kind and loving words that help you feel appreciated and valued. And let me give you some examples of that. You can say affirmations. You can journal about gratitude and self-love. You can write a self-love letter or a note to yourself. Now, this is something I've been doing since the beginning of the summer of 2022. And I gotta say that it's a weekly practice. I have to be honest and say I don't do it every single day, but most weeks I get in at least 4 to 6 letters to myself in my journal. You can also affirm yourself by chanting mantras. You can engage in positive self-talk. You can listen to an empowering podcast like the Thriving Mindfully podcast. You can watch uplifting videos like my videos on YouTube. You can just simply go to Ananda Leeke to find those inspiring and uplifting videos, or you can sing songs, but you get the message of what you can do to affirm yourself. So the next self-love language is honor your body. That's the second self-love language. And this is about your heart soul food being physical touch and movement that helps you connect with, heal, and honor your body as a sacred temple. And some of those examples are rest. Yes, I said rest. Sleeping, eating nourishing food, drinking water or a healthy beverage, hugging yourself. Acupuncture, one of my favorites. Hugging and acupuncture are some of my favorites. Massage, another favorite of mine. Reiki and tapping, yoga, which are all some of my favorites. Stretching, fitness exercises, dance, walking, tai chi, qigong, and dig it. Skincare and grooming routines like applying lotion, oil, scrubs, and mud and herbal wraps to your body. Another one of my favorites is wearing lipstick and lip gloss. Maybe it's wearing makeup for you. It could be taking a bath or a shower, or engaging in sensual self-pleasure. Another one of my favorites for honoring the body. So the third self-love language is reclaim your time. And I got to be honest, I took reclaim your time from my fabulous sister, soul sister love, Congresswoman Maxine Waters of California, when she said reclaim your time during one of the congressional hearings. I don't know if you ever saw that, but Google Congresswoman Maxine Waters and the phrase reclaim your time so you can hear her in her truth. So reclaim your time as the third self-love language is your heart soul food for prioritizing yourself first and scheduling me time that allows you to do what? Love yourself. It gives you time to renew yourself, to play, to have fun. And some examples of practices include mindfulness, this birthright that we each have, this ability to be aware of what's happening in the present moment. It becomes a practice when you choose to use it on a regular basis, like daily. Another example of a reclaim your time practice is meditation. It could be creating art, signing up for a class in a subject that you love. Maybe it's exploring nature, or maybe it's taking yourself on a date, like to a movie, to a museum, to something that you love. Maybe it's working with a coach, like yours truly, Thriving Mindfully coach Ananda Leeke, or a therapist. Maybe it's traveling solo. Maybe it's watching your favorite movie or TV program, but you get the idea of reclaim your time. Now, the fourth Thriving Mindfully self-love language is serve yourself. Serve yourself is your heart soul food for doing acts that express how you care about yourself. And some examples are self-love and self-care commitments, doing regular stress management check-ins, setting an intention on a daily basis for how you want to show up in your life. Maybe it's joining an online community like the Thriving Mindfully Academy. Maybe it's working on monthly and annual goals. Maybe it's cleaning and organizing your home or your office space. It could be decluttering or saving or investing money. Maybe you need to set boundaries and say no to things that drain your energy as a way of serving yourself. It could be checking something off your to-do list or doing something your future self will say thank you for. like making a health appointment. So those are some of the examples of serve yourself, the fourth thriving mindfully self-love language. The fifth thriving mindfully self-love language is celebrate yourself. Now, this is one of my messages because I haven't always celebrated myself. The fifth language, self-love language, is celebrate yourself. This is your heart's soul food for treating yourself just because you are YOU. And you're celebrating your wins and your growth with gifts. Now, let me tell you, when I say gift, it's not necessarily a monetary gift. You're giving yourself the gift of time or an experience. It could be a material item that is meaningful to you. It could be flowers, plants, a book, a magazine, music, artwork, concert, maybe going to a play, getting tickets to see it. Maybe it's clothing or accessories or jewelry or scents that you wear, like different oils or crystals, or a spa day. Maybe it's a human design reading from a human design doula, like yourself, like myself rather. I'm trying to think of like how to weave in all my services. Side note. But yeah, maybe it's a human design reading from a human design doula like Ananda Leeke. Or a hot beverage from your favorite cafe. Or maybe it's crafts or a museum visit or a day trip to a local venue. These are all examples of practices that you can use to celebrate yourself, to treat yourself because you are just you. And you're celebrating also your growth and your wins with gifts of time, an experience, or a material item. And it doesn't necessarily have to involve money. So I want to leave you with a few questions. What is one self-love language that resonated with you? What is one self-love language that resonated with you? And then what is one self-care practice in that self-love language that you can use in the next 30 days to love and care for yourself? Let me know your responses in the comments section of wherever you find this podcast. Or you can send me an email at Ananda@AnandaLeeke to let me know. Or you can send a DM on social media. I'm always on Instagram and LinkedIn these days. So just look for Ananda Leeke on Instagram and LinkedIn and hit me up and let me know. All right. See you next time. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to the Thriving Mindfully podcast. If you're ready to be inspired and empowered with my coaching support, join me in the Thriving Mindfully Academy. Visit anandaleeke.com/academy. Now, if you're ready to dive deeper and move past your comfort zone with my one-on-one coaching program, book a discovery call with me today. Visit anandaleeke.com. If you need something juicy to read, check out my 3 mindfulness books: Love's Troubadours, a self-love and yoga-inspired novel; That Which Awakens Me, a mindful creativity memoir; and Digital Sisterhood, a mindful technology memoir. Go to anandaleeke.com/books. All of my books are available on Amazon.com. Well, that about wraps us up. And as I always like to say, may we all continue to embrace thriving mindfully in everything that we think, feel, say, and do. See you next time.